get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Oh, I don't know. Damn stressful morning. That's what I know. The damn stressful morning here in Long Island, New York. Good morning, folks. First day of autumn 2022. Today is Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. A lot of twos there. 2022, 2022. Anyway, it feels like a stuffy summer morning here. I'm sure that will pass rather quickly. News of the day, folks. People celebrating yet again the demise of Orange Jesus. Like Charlie Brown falling for the football again, Lucy pulling it away, and just like that, he's off the hook again. Apparently, he has super telepathic powers of declassification, according to an interview he did with Sean Hannity last night. After painting himself almost brown orange, went on Fox News to say that the documents that weren't at his house, that the FBI planted at his house, that were not planted at his house, that were classified, were not classified, because he can think. All he has to do is think. They're not classified, and they become declassified like magic. Anything he thinks happens in Donald Trump's world. So that and the New York State Attorney General Trish James, with their civil suit that could cost him not only $250 million, which for a guy who claims to have $10 billion, that should not be a problem. Problem is, she wants to cut off all his credit with any bank that is licensed in the state of New York, which would seriously put a dent in his ability to do any kind of business. So you see people, the Trump haters doing the victory dance, and I've been here too many times, folks. I mean, God, I lost track of how many times we celebrated he was going to be held accountable for the first time in his life. Not going to happen. I'm not going to celebrate this time. I'm not. You can celebrate all you want, but you're being unrealistic if you think this is the end of the line for Satan's favorite child. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Now, a lot of people are on the right. Oh, well, they should leave his children out of it. I'm surprised to find out that Donald Trump Jr. is only 44 years old. I could swear he was almost my age, somewhere around there, maybe 10 years younger than me, but 20 years younger than me? No. Cocaine is not good for you, folks. That's the lesson here. Cocaine is not good for you at all. But I could swear, like back in the 80s, I could have sworn he was at least a teenager, if not in young 20s. Maybe I'm misremembering things. Maybe that's the case. But I thought he was a lot older than that. Anyway, at 44, you're not a child. Yes, William, we did go back to 9 a.m. start. And that will be the case because I have a guest host. He's here now. I could actually bring him in, and he could come in anytime he wants. But I'm very happy to introduce you to the host of every. People say, "Damn, don't you do enough podcasting? Aren't you doing enough streaming?" The guy who's going to be helping out here seems to be doing this 24 hours. He's got some nobody's got PowerPoint Showdown. He's probably got 600 podcasts going. Easy. Anyway, he's gracious enough to help me out during this period of uh, stress and and turmoil to get through at least in a couple of weeks here. Zach Wiseman, say hello to Zach, folks. You know Zach. Good morning, Zach.
Hey, how are you?
So
How do? Ooh,
how
sorry.
many is it? 500 or 600?
We're right over the 550 mark. So I guess if we're rounding up, we're at 600 now. Yeah.
Wow. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you doing this. I mean, I really do. I mean, I had friends who said, "Yeah, I'll step up and do it." Some of them are listening right now. Uh, but you actually did step up and do it, so thank you. And I know it's earlier for you than it would be for a lot of people. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Colorado, so it's mountain time, but I've been up and ready for about 3 hours waiting for
wow,
this. So I'm good to go.
you are
all I do is make podcasts anyway. So what else am I going to be doing other than talking into a microphone?
right. I get that. Well, we have other comedians who are listening right now, that PowerPoint Showdown, I want to encourage everybody to get involved in that. It's hard. It's very hard. But I know I sucked at it. But the more I think about it, I want to take an improv class now because I know I sucked at it. And I think what a healthy exercise that is for comedy. And you guys do it. I guess it's second nature to you. I don't know. Did you do a lot of improv before you were doing podcasting?
I did comedy and improv for a while, but not really in podcasting wise. Like podcasting, it's always been for us, me and my writing partner Dylan. We've always wanted to do like fictional narrative podcasts. So we have a bunch of just really high concept, written, scripted out podcasts, and then to blow off steam, we had to kind of create games for us to just to let loose some of just the things we wanted to say. So yeah, then PowerPoint Showdown kind of was something we did for ourselves just for fun in between, reading our scripts or writing our scripts. And then people are like, you should just start doing this live. And we're like, okay, we might as well. So yeah, it's a real fun show. And it definitely lets off some steam if you're trying to be funny or stupid.
It's demonic. I think. I don't know if it's you or Dylan. Does Dylan write all the slides? Because I thought I had after because I didn't go first. I went second, and I thought, okay, this isn't that hard. I'll be able to do this. And then he started. As soon as I saw my first slide, I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. So yeah, the way it works is so everyone has no idea what they're looking at. I do two of the presentations, and then Dylan does two of the presentations. So Dylan always does the one that I do. I always do one that Dylan does, and then the guest either gets one that Dylan makes or one that I make. So that way nobody knows the jokes that are coming. And honestly, if I'm in a bad mood the day that I'm making the slides, the jokes could be kind of tough. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I do feel bad sometimes for people that come on there. But yeah, I mean, it's all fun and just stupid.
I'm assuming you were in a bad mood the day before I came on.
No, I had a pretty solid joke theme going on when you were there, and I knew it.
Yeah. So it's a very difficult thing, but I am inspired by it, and I definitely want to look into improving my ability to do that. It's not an easy thing. People think it's an easy thing. You watch, television shows where they do improv, and you think, well, I could do that. Well, no, just like everybody thinks they can do stand-up comedy too. I know people who come to the chat room every day.
Oh yeah,
who think, "Oh, I'm funnier than all those comedians." No, you're not.
yeah. People think they're real funny until they get around not their friends, and then they realize that it's actually a little bit harder to be clever than people give it credit for. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, PowerPoint it's an easy way to be funny because you don't really know what you're going to say, and none of it has any stakes whatsoever. So you get a chance to just go off. So yeah, if anybody wants to be part of it, it's a weird show, and I would love to have everybody on. I mean, we would love to have you back on, Matt. You were great.
I would love to do it again. I definitely want to try that again. I know I sucked the first time, but I know I could be better. I know now that because I was thinking about it. The thing for me to do is not anticipate anything. Just
Nope.
relax, slow down, and really take a minute to absorb the slide and think, what's humorous? I don't want to give too much away because William wants to do it, and he's saying he can crush, and I definitely want to see him crush on it.
I would love to see William crush on this format. That would
His
be amazing.
his first time, he will get crushed. I know
Oh,
it. But that's why I love seeing him say he's going to crush on it. And
yeah.
William is really funny, and he's in the moment. But he hasn't seen the show. But now see the show. Go check out some episodes. PowerPoint Showdown. It's on somenobodies.com. Right.
Yeah, some nobodies. It's on our YouTube channel. We have a Facebook page that does them. We do live shows every Monday, and then we throw them onto our YouTube page after that. So, yeah, you can find it really anywhere. It's fine. We like it. Yeah, and what we tell people is, please do not do any prep at all. Do not think about this. Almost forget you're doing our show until you show up. It is the best way to do that.
Yeah, and my advice would be to go first if given the option, because going second gives you a false sense of confidence. Like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah.
And then you do start anticipating. You think, because you're starting to think. I know with me, I started to think, well, it'll be along the same lines, and then the slides were totally, completely different than whoever went first.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah. So I opened talking about Trump. I don't know how political you want to get on this. You're free to get as political as you want, but for me, I'm an anti-Trumper from the beginning. I've known about the man since the early '80s, and he personally fucked me over. So that didn't start out well. He bought a bunch of product from a company that I worked for, pianos, on credit, and then stiffed my boss and forced him to go out of business because he laid out almost $750,000 for pianos for Trump Taj Mahal, and then Trump didn't pay the bill, and so people are celebrating again the loss of Trump. Are you confident?
I mean, I'm confident he's a POS, but I'm not confident that anything is going to happen. I mean, this guy has the weirdest amount of money. He pays just to get out of everything. And the story that you told is literally like 1,000 other stories that you've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And the one joke I heard a long time ago was that Trump is a poor man's vision of what a rich man should be. And I thought that was probably the smartest way to put that. But no, I don't think anything. Unfortunately, I don't think anything will happen to him. I definitely think things should happen to him. But and I agree with Donald Jr. I'm pretty sure he's my age, and I'm in my mid 40s, and I'm pretty sure he's older than me. So I don't know how he's getting along this far with only being 30 something. I have no idea.
Yeah. Kevin said, and I don't think he's getting to quite the premise here. I don't like improv as much as I do pure stand up. Only big name comedian I've seen using PowerPoints was Adam Carolla, and he's not that funny. Not using PowerPoints using when Adam Carolla did it. He prepared those PowerPoints, and they were part of his stand up.
Yeah.
What this is you have no idea what the PowerPoint is, and you're giving a presentation based on stuff you have not seen, like a TED Talk that you don't know anything about, other than what the overall topic is, I guess. Right?
Yeah. I think the day before is when I give the guest what the topic of their presentation is going to be, and then they come into it completely blind. They have no idea what these 8 slides are going to be, and the only thing I tell them is, pretend that you made these slides. Just sell it to me as though you did this yourself. And it's not like a Dimitri Martin kind of stand-up bit where I use PowerPoints. I'm just trying to get people to step out of their comfort zone and make jokes they normally wouldn't make with a prompt, which is a PowerPoint slide of straight gibberish, really.
Right. So yeah, you brought up Dimitri Martin. I haven't seen him in years. Is he still big? Is he still, because his arc was like this last time I saw him, and then never heard from him again. What do you know anything about him?
Well, he started writing. He was in a movie, and I think that he got a little bit of, like, Oscar buzz for his performance. So he's done a lot of like cinema writing. He's like a script puncher now. Because Because like when I was doing my stand up, I used to do a kind of a stand up thing where I would use an overhead projector and I would draw and have like this, creaky wheel as I spun this thing over. And then people would say like, "Oh, you're like Dimitri Martin. You're like Dimitri Martin." And I stopped doing that. But then I started following Dimitri Martin because he's very clever and very funny. No, he doesn't do as much stand up anymore. He really just writes a lot now.
Yeah, the work I've seen of him. I never saw him live, but I saw specials that he did, and I was really impressed. I loved his style, his delivery, and his use of multimedia was really cool. I thought.
Yeah, so
Uh,
clever.
William's saying they do this on Impractical Jokers. What PowerPoint, fake tech TED Talk type stuff? I'm I'm the most culturally unhip.
Yeah,
Kid
I
in the
mean,
world.
I'm definitely not. I definitely did not invent this style of comedy. I think that it's called like a PowerPoint karaoke or presentation karaoke. I've never seen anyone do it. It was just something that we've always done, just because we write very weird, scripts. So then, like I said, just to make us say some stupid stuff, I would just make a bunch of PowerPoints for people just to do. Um, I think PowerPoints are funny anyway. So
Yeah. So yeah, I can I've never been a big fan of when people actually do them seriously with the PowerPoints. It's just like, you know what, and they do take them awfully seriously. People who do talks with PowerPoints take
yeah,
them awfully. They
yeah.
put so much work into it for so little impact on the audience. I think I'm not the only one who sits in an audience saying, "Well, this is a fucking dumb slide." Well, what are you making me read what you're saying for? I could
Yeah.
hear you saying it.
Yeah. Most slides could be an email, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll find that people in this chat room, some of them have very strong opinions. Kevin is one,
Oh,
and
good.
I obviously he doesn't like Carolla. I'm not a fan of Carolla either. Uh, he said because he isn't funny and studied improv. I'm not a fan of Carolla either, and I never. But all comedy is subjective, so I have to leave open the fact that somebody finds him funny, or he wouldn't be successful.
Yeah. Comedy is subjective. Woodworking is not subjective. He is a great carpenter. I'll say that.
Is he?
Yeah. He knows his way around a hammer.
Well, he says that. It's hard for me to believe that because and I'll take your word for it.
Well,
But he
yeah.
talks like he's, and I know he's had the man show. But when I look at him, I think of the guy in high school who got picked on and bullied. I would never. He talks about himself as a boxer, as a
Mhm.
carpenter, as a race car guy, as a mechanic. All these manly things, and I just don't see manliness in him.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't see comedian, so he better be a good carpenter.
There you go. Have you ever seen a stand up? Like I haven't. I mean, I've
No.
seen bits of it on like video, but like 3-minute clips or something. I never watched the whole entire special or never seen
Yeah.
him live. I don't think I would even go at gunpoint.
No, the man show is completely opposite my style of humor. So I'm not into that kind of thing. So I've never seen a stand up. I just hope that he's good at woodworking
Yeah.
because the man show to me is not very funny.
Well, that's interesting because I'm going to see a guy who's got a lathe in his house, and he today he keeps on by. I think, oh, I thought we're here to talk about your film project. Yeah, but you want to come see my lathe? We can move some wood around. I'm like, not me. I'm not good with wood. Ask my wife.
I'm not a carpenter, but I'll definitely move some wood around.
Yeah. Anyway, where was it? Oh, speaking of comedy. Now, this show is on the Governor's Comedy Network, and if you're here after 10:45, at 10:45, the little G up in the corner, we have to uncheck that and let Governors go because they have a show that follows us on Knock 'em Dead Comedy
Nice.
called Nick. Anyway, on October 7th and 8th in the main room at Governors, the one and only Carlos Mencia is going to be there, and I think I want to crash it. Maybe I'm giving stuff away that I shouldn't be giving away. I want to see if I can get a live interview with him. Go over there and talk to him. And I know he's not going to want to talk about the Rogan joke theft stuff that is like 15 years old now. He's done with that. But if I could have some kind of conversation with him, start softballing him, tell him how great I think he is, and then kind of sneak in some stuff. But I was also thinking of doing that week, like studying his act and going up the night before at Governor's on the opening open mic night and doing his entire act.
That's funny.
I could even try to do his accent, man. You know? Uh, I don't know. I just feel like it's too much of an opportunity. I didn't even know he was still like. I knew he was doing clubs and stuff, but I didn't think he traveled to New York ever. So, and I know, that could be. Listen, I'm taken back by last week. I started realizing that I'm not outrageous enough. I'm not doing enough stunts to really break through. I need to come out like Matt Walsh and get outraged about a mermaid being black, because that scientifically that's impossible.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
What do you disagree? What do you disagree with? That black mermaids are impossible, or that mermaids are impossible?
Well, well, A, mermaids are a possibility. B, mermaids can be black. And C, there are things in the ocean that are not white. Like there's a lot of things out there that are not white. So when people say
Yeah,
like, "Oh, if it's the bottom of the ocean, it's got to be white anyway," like that's not really true. there's a lot of like
red.
every color thing
Yeah,
down there.
lobsters live on the bottom, and
Yeah.
I think they're actually black and blue when you catch them. When they
Mhm.
turn red when you stick them in boiling water, like I
Yeah.
probably would.
I mean, look, I don't care. I don't care what a mermaid is. I just care when people say what it can't be for some reason because it's an idea.
Well, here's what it can't be. It can't be singing. Can't be singing in English.
No,
No.
no, why not?
Well, how would it sing? It's got it would be all bubbles.
Yeah, well, I mean, fish talk, but just because we sing, but we breathe air. That's why our songs are air. Fish breathe water, so their songs would be water.
All
So
right.
that makes
But
sense to me.
but it wouldn't be singing in English that I could understand, because I
Uh,
can't hear it well, maybe I could hear a little bit underwater.
yeah, they have to do it very loudly.
All right, well, maybe we get Matt Walsh on the program and we can debate him about this, because he is absolutely adamant that science and black mermaids can't exist. Now, I'm with you on it. If there are such things as mermaids,
Yeah.
why not black? Why not anything?
Why would they be white?
Yeah,
That
they
just
wouldn't even
sounds
be.
weird. Like to me,
There's very
if you
few white fish,
well, to
except
me, if you find
whitefish.
if you find something white in the water, it looks like it feels spongy. Like it doesn't like if you see anything in the water that's floating or anything at all that's just white in the water, that's not supposed to be there. It was like, what's that, a garbage bag? Like
Or it's
nothing is supposed
dead.
to
It's
yeah, nothing's
yeah.
supposed to be in there just white. I don't think.
Yeah, no. There was a body found floating in the canal, not too far from me, and it was white, but it was dead for a long time. A
Yeah.
guy who had been shot, cut in half, whatever, but it was really white. uh, yeah. So I mean, so the point is, I'm not doing enough outrageous. I'm not saying enough stupid things to make people react and hate
Yeah.
me or love me or whatever. I'm not playing to enough of a audience that will just be, I have to check this guy out just to hate him, or I have to check this guy. That's the game in podcasting now. It's not doing quality. It's not being creative like you're doing. It's not being funny. It's just being obnoxious, loud, different, and saying saying anything to get people to react.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It's just you got to get attention. I mean, when things are free, this show is free for people to watch. Like you got to say like, what are people paying for this? And it's their eyeballs. So you got to make people stay looking. And there's so much weird stuff out there. So
Yeah.
you got to get crazy.
The guy Nick Adams, who wrote the book about Trump, William Conway, shared on a tweet. Every day he puts out at least 10 tweets that are just so over the top. He said Trump has never told a lie in his life. It's all just complete, like, you could not think of a more ass kissing way to kiss up to Trump, and he does it every day. And William said, well, how could this guy actually come to, and that's not the one he was talking about, but he had some tweet of his. He said, how can this guy actually come to this conclusion in life? And I said, he doesn't believe anything he says. He's doing it just to get you to react to it, to retweet it and say, look at this guy. And it's working.
Yeah. Well, like all those, like if you know those, like those alpha male YouTubers or like those alpha male podcasters, even those guys, if you catch them off camera, will say they don't believe what they say. They're just saying the craziest stuff because either A, Facebook moms will complain about it and then they're talking about you, or B, these aggro Proud Boys will be like, yeah, that's what we need, more talking like that. So you got to make sure people are talking about you either one way or the other.
I like this, that whenever I pull somebody up in the little comments thing there, the coffee cup makes it look like they have a halo. Jamie Dykes
Oh
should
yeah,
definitely not have a halo.
he
What do you
seems
think?
angelic.
You think I'm mad and crazy?
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm definitely crazy. Mad. Well, mad in what sense? Mad as in insane?
Well,
Probably.
you're mad. You're mad. More people aren't watching right now that are mad at you. So that
Right.
seems pretty mad.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, what do I have to do? And I know people were misconstruing what I was saying, but I think I've approached this thing all wrong. I wanted to do quality interviews with people I was interested in, people I find interesting. I think beyond that, I have to really, just burn the house down every day in order to really get what. And Carl, when I brought that up, Carl asked me, what do I mean by success? I just mean growing. I don't
Mhm.
mean necessarily getting 10 million, 11 million people listening to me daily like Joe Rogan has. But I want to see, if I have 100 listeners today, I want to have 101 tomorrow. If not, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
So,
And if you have 100 listeners, I hope those 100 listeners are happy every single day. Like you can at least maintain and be new to the people that like you. So I understand. I mean, that's the kind of success that I want. I don't want mega billions. I don't want a bunch of people to know who I am. I just want the people that know who I am to just say, hey, you're my friend. You should listen to this because this thing is cool and I like you. So yeah, and I
right.
think you're doing that.
I hope so. I mean, we definitely here's the thing, Kiera, by the way, I gotta bring this up because Kiera was a non-compliant person. Basically, when she started, she was my former. Were you on here when she was a co-host,
Yeah, I think so.
Kiera?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a right winger. That's fair enough to put her in that category. A right winger who was working a job and refused to take the vaccine. And it was a job in healthcare, and they said, basically, if you don't take the vaccine, you can't work here. And she was going to be non-compliant, put her foot in the ground and said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. 2 years go by, 2.5 years go by. And I found out yesterday that she took the shot and is going back to work. Now, I think that's, first of all, whether you believe the vaccine is effective or not, I didn't want to take the vax. I took it because I do a lot of shows in healthcare facilities, and in order to make to do that, I had to be compliant. It's like stopping for a red light. I don't want to stop for a red light, but I stopped for a red light because everybody else is doing it. It makes our society okay and all that stuff. But I'm just happy. I'm giddy that she caved on her conviction to not be compliant, and whether it works or not, whether it's going to make a difference or not, I can't say, but I am giddily happy that she caved on it. And so I don't know why I brought that up, but it will come back to me. But maybe that's a personal shortcoming of mine. Like, why should I be so happy that she had to comply? I just feel like a lot of the people who were anti-vax really didn't believe
No.
that the vaccine would cause harm in
No.
any way. They didn't believe in
No.
chips and any of that stuff, or it's messing with our DNA. They
It's so
didn't want to
dumb.
do it. They didn't want to do it. And they were like children saying, I don't want to do it. And then they went looking for reasons to back up their argument that why you shouldn't do it. But
Yep.
in the end, you did it. So that proves you can't think it's harmful. Because if you truly thought the government was going to make you a cyborg, by injecting you with this. You wouldn't do it no matter how bad you wanted the job. So
Yeah, it's such a selfish point of view to to not get a vaccine just because like you might not personally like there's other people in the world that need you to not spread it. But also, it seemed to me that it was like people that follow minion memes were the people that were like, nah, vaxes are stupid. Minions told me vaxes are bad and I'm gonna do 5G in my body if I get a vaccine. So it just seems like it's all the people that are just follow like minion memes and angry Facebook people are just all the people that are like vaccines are stupid. Share my status, and that's just dumb.
yeah,
It's just dumb.
yeah. And so I'm happy that you caved, and I am. Why was I bringing that up? I don't remember. I don't.
Your co-host, she was non-compliant.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was just basically going on this whole thing about um what it takes to grow the program. And when she was on, the numbers, because I follow the numbers every day, I do analytics every day, the numbers were higher. Now I'm reluctant to jump to the conclusion that she was the reason that people were coming, because most of the emails and most of the comments I got about her were very negative, because she's Christian, she's flat earther.
Well, that's funny.
Well, not she's not a hardcore flat earther. Not
I would love to talk to a real flat earther. There's
oh, would
actually a
you?
guy. There's a guy. There's a documentary about flat Earth, and I found out like I love doing research on stupid stuff, and I found out that this documentary on flat Earth is from a guy from Boulder, Colorado, and I live very close to Boulder, Colorado. So I literally started driving around, and I would see these flat Earth signs everywhere. Then I found a guy, and he's on the corner, and it's about 1 block from me, and he has a sign. And he flips this sign like he's promoting a pizza shop, and it's about flat Earth. And I sat there and I talked to him for 20 minutes and recorded the whole thing. And this guy is absolutely stunning. So I will always talk to flat Earth people because that is a weird point of view, and I'm very interested in that.
Next week, I will have the king of all flat earthers for you to talk to.
Oh my God, bring it.
Last week or the week before, I'm losing track now, I had an opportunity, guy with a really, really cool multimedia studio wanted my help in producing podcasts for him, and was going to give me keys to the facility and say, you help me out, this place is yours.
Ooh.
And I was ready to go start on Thursday morning, and Wednesday night at 11 o'clock at night, I get a video. He said, you must see this, and you must know the truth. And it was a flat earth documentary by a guy named David Weiss. He runs an organization called Deep in the Rabbit Hole.
Yeah.
I always call him Dearth. And he was on my program. He was my second guest, and it was not a happy time for either of us. And because I am so frustrated by the flat earth people, and he's been debunked so many times that I believe that he started with good intentions, believing that maybe he was onto something. But at some point, he saw the light. Somebody convinced him, but he won't admit it because he's deep in the grift of it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now that I've established myself as somebody important in this field that nobody's listening to, or not enough people are listening to, I can't give up my throne of retardation for my minions who believe that I am the king of. So I think he's deep in it that way and won't give it up, and I think he's fraudulent at this point. But so he produced the documentary the guy sent me the night before, and I can't work with this guy. I can't accept what he wants to give me in this multimedia studio. I can't even be part of his world because I know.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I'll get David Weiss on next week somehow. So
you put me in a podcast studio, I'll probably believe the Earth's flat, but I'll talk about you behind your back. It's no big deal.
He will tell you gravity doesn't exist. He will tell you that NASA is fake. Every telescopes are fake. He will tell you that the stars are not real. They are lights that are being hung over a a plastic acrylic dome that covers the flat Earth, and the sun is a light bulb, a really strong light source that is being manipulated by either by the government or by God or by some entity that is moving it across the sky, and that's
Like,
and,
where does that plug in? Because like if they're light bulbs, right? Like there's got to be a huge extension cord from an outlet all the way up there. And who pays this bill for light bulbs?
I would love to watch while you ask him that question,
Yeah,
and
bring them on. Bring 'em- I'll ask anybody anything. I'm fascinated by humans, and I love them. So yeah, bring them on. I don't mind.
everything is predicated on they. They are lying to you. They
Yeah,
want you. They like who's they? And I kept pressing him on that. Like you can't just keep saying they. I want specifics. Name who you're talking. So all the governments.
mhm.
You're saying the United States, Russia, and China are all in on this together to keep their citizens believing in the globe. Why?
We
Why
can
would
these
putting
countries these countries can't get together and have the same Netflix menu. And you're telling me that they're going to go up there and start changing light bulbs up in the sky in some acrylic pad? And no, that's
for
ridiculous.
thousands of years in cooperation, no matter what administrations change, no matter how countries change, everybody stays on board with this
And the
one
people
grid.
that were looking at stars like thousands of years ago before they invented electricity, what were those light bulbs made of? Were those light bulbs just made of like
Very
insects and
strong
stuff?
candles. Very strong can.
Oh, pretty good. Oh,
I'm just. I shouldn't answer that. I
that's
should let
fair.
him answer that.
I
That's
forgot
a
about the
good.
candles.
No, you have the good questions, but he debated Professor Dave. Professor Dave is he's a YouTuber who's he was a teacher at Caltech,
Mm,
and he's a science teacher. And his basic stuff is not flat Earth. It's teaching biology, chemistry, physics, all that stuff online on YouTube. But he does the flat Earther stuff for to gain bigger audiences, to get numbers on his, and he totally undressed David Weiss completely on a debate podcast, and it was just humiliating. It was hard to watch. You were feeling bad for the flat earther, like,
oh,
and he even admitted that he had to be wrong about certain things, but he still doesn't give up, and he's still doing it. He did his documentary, and he's like, how do you go through life with that? I mean, at some point, you
yeah. I
have
mean,
you have to give it. It's got to get tiring to be humiliated constantly. Somebody said flat earthers know that people think they're stupid. Well, and to me, that would be hard to keep up. I mean, I could see,
yeah.
you know,
Because like, what's the long term goal of that? Like, all right, people think I'm stupid. Cool. Until
right?
what? Like, why? I guess it's
Yeah,
attention. That's attention, really, and that's fine.
yeah. So David Ulfelder from Northern California, so I think it's Sacramento. I'm not even sure that's considered northern. That's probably Central California, right? He's supposed to be here at 10 on the first day for an interview for you. He might not show up though, and I think he will. But I was late in getting him the links because I've had all sorts of technical challenges with equipment yesterday for the last couple of weeks. I didn't get him the link until yesterday,
Hmm.
hoping, and he hasn't gotten back to me. But he suggested this date. He's a very cool kid.
Yeah, he's a
Uh,
Colorado comedian, right? He's a kid
he
from.
was in Denver 2 weeks ago. I know that.
Yeah, I was looking over his website. And I think it said that he was born in Colorado, or he lived here for a little bit. So that's
Yes.
pretty cool.
That explains why he went back to Denver. I know he was in New York last week too.
Yeah,
So, but 21 years old, killing it in the stand up world, and it's good to see somebody that young being aggressive towards it, and not just taking it as a too many people get into stand up. They do open mics like once a month and call themselves a stand up comedian. It's like you can't build a career on open mic once a month in your
no,
hometown.
no, you got to get out there.
Yeah. What is Kevin saying? I gotta almost run, but I want to just check out. Kevin saying I don't even have the patience to sit there and debunk those people. It's like debating if oxygen is real. I just classify them as tarded and move on. Well,
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, here's the thing. I have the time. And if and all that I do, if we're friends on Facebook, you'll know all majority of my day is spent talking to robots and sex bots and just random people trying to sell me stuff just to waste their time. So
I love the stuff you do. I want to get. I don't know how you manage to get on these people's phone lists or whatever that people are
no idea.
texting you that stuff. I love that. That's
It's
like
so
the
weird.
funniest stuff on Facebook daily.
Yeah, I love it, and I get random messages on Facebook almost 3 to 4 times a day, and then I'll get text messages from people, and most people are like, "Don't text me back," or they type in "stop" to end all messages. Me, I'm like, "No, give me everything. Give me all of your time. I will waste so much people's time. So you put a flat earther in front of me, I'm gonna waste their time."
Oh, that would be good because I know he had a publicist reach out to me and try to get on the show not too long ago, and I said, "Do you realize? Does he realize that you're reaching out to me because he's kind of like my Lex Luthor? We are arch enemies at this point because when I had him on, the numbers were insane. The numbers were insane. I think on the live stream." There were over 4,000 people on the live stream, but they were all his people hating on me.
That's fine.
Yeah, and then the comments. I think I had 25,000 comments on the YouTube channel in a day. I had to turn them off. And again, they were all pro him, pro flat Earth,
Yeah.
hate the bald guy with the mustache thing.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm all for that, but I listen. I don't care if flat earthers hate me, but I felt compelled to kind of answer because they would bring up arguments with me and say, because I was making fun of who are they? Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. I
Yeah,
mean,
the DuPonts,
yeah,
all the big wigs.
yeah, but and again, I came back to what's in it for the Rothschilds for me to believe in globe when it's really flat. How do they win?
Right.
And they keep you in fear.
What's
I'm not
fear?
in fear. That's it. Yeah, that's his. I'm just giving you a preview of the rationale. The idea to keep you believing in a globe is to make you fearful, so that you comply. You go to work. You're a slave to whatever the system they set
Oh.
up is, because you're afraid you're gonna fall off.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
afraid I'm gonna fall off because I believe in gravity. Well, there's no such thing as gravity. Well, what is it? It's density. Density. Well,
Density?
density. Well, look up the word. What the fuck does density mean?
Yeah, I'm more dense than
No,
air,
no, yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. So why do things fall to the earth? Because of density? No,
But that has to do with gravity, because things with more dense have more
he
gravity.
doesn't know the meaning of the
I'm in.
word he
You
uses.
put anybody in front of me, and I will talk to them for hours.
I am gonna when I leave here today. First thing I'm gonna do is send an email to.
Find anybody. I'll talk to them for hours.
All right. Well, today I'm leaving you with David Ulfelder, hopefully. If he doesn't show up, you can end this whenever you want. Again, I just asked that. And by the way, on the way out, I don't know if you're in the brand, all the way up at the top, there's a thing that says turn on your radio. It's my out thing. I play that to get out every day.
Cool.
Um, but just ask that if you go past 10:45
Hmm.
a.m. I'm Eastern time, just unclick the G button so that governors when they don't interfere with their next show. They need
Yeah.
15 minutes to push a button. I've had Tony on who runs that, and I said, "What's the point?" And, basically, to start your show, all you need to do is this.
Hmm.
Why does that take 15 minutes? He,
You
we
never
want.
know.
He's a
Dylan is my guy in the chair that pushes the button for us, and honestly, it takes him 15 minutes to do anything. So I can understand. I can understand that.
I got to show you a picture of my cousin Tom, because my cousin Tom is Dylan's doppelganger.
Oh, cool.
Completely. He's older, but I have a picture of him when he was in his 30s or something. He looks exactly like Dylan. So every time I look at Dylan, I can't help but think of my cousin Tom. I project
Yeah.
my cousin Tom's personality on him. I've
Do
never really
do you
hung
hate
out
this
with
guy?
him. He's a good guy, but he was a former cop, a New York City cop, so
Hmm.
that always puts some kind of psychological thing on you that makes you a little difficult to hang out with, because you always, you're always a suspect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're looking for bad guys. That's what
Yeah,
that's their job, I think.
yeah. So he treats you like you're a perp. At some point, it starts out like you're just hanging out and you're good guy, and then sooner or later, something in the conversation comes up where he's a little doubtful and he wants to start investigating. Wait a minute, let's see. What do you,
Yeah.
give you a third degree. Anyway, I appreciate you doing this, man. I'm cutting out. I gotta go do film work.
All right. So
It's all yours.
all I gotta do when I get out of here is what?
Well, you can play you don't have to do this, but if you can do it, at the top of brand,
Yeah.
you see when the third one down in video clips, it says countdown, Koa Coffee, and then turn on your radio. That's this. Anyway, that's my outro. That's my outro song. It's just turn on your radio,
All right.
basically. But other than that, this crowd is good. Say hello to all these people. We got William Conway. We got Kevin. We have Kelly. Kelly will probably be asking you to take your shirt off or something, or your pants off at some point.
Well, I don't have pants on, so that's fine.
What happened to all the women we had? All the women left.
That's fine. That's the kind of show that I want. Get the women out of here. Let's get down to real talk, men.
All right, Kevin is the most opinionated of this audience we have here today. At some point, Jamie or Carl might jump in or whatever. It's
Hello,
all
Kelly.
good. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
See you later.
Adios. All right, everybody. Hey, so I'm Zach. I'll be taking over for Matt sometimes, and also just being here when Matt's here, mostly talking to people that he doesn't want to talk to, really. If he doesn't want to talk to him, he's going to throw them my way. So if you're here, I guess I'm going to be here for about a month or so. I have no idea. Michael, hey, how are you, sir? Good to see you. No pants is the way to be. Seriously, it is very early in Colorado. If you know things about Colorado, it's the state with the most amount of sun, and I don't see a point in wearing pants ever, really, especially when the sun's out. There's not a rhyme for that. Sun's out, my pants are off. Not a rhyme, so I'm gonna do. Hey, thanks. I like being here. Yeah, so like Matt said, I have a bunch of weird shows. I do a lot of weird improv stuff. I do a lot of things, really. I don't really stop talking. I do stop hitting the record button from time to time. So I guess get used to me if you're interested in what Mind Dog's talking about. And I'll be here chatting about anything, really. I have no idea. I know that he was talking about Trump earlier. Yeah, we could talk about that if you want to. I was doing some scrolling on what Adam Levine is up to. That guy's being a real scumbag currently. So that's going on. And I think we have a guest soon too. So, but until that guest shows up, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm interested. I wasn't 100% sure that Matt was going to dip on me today, so I don't have any content for myself that I was doing. So I don't have a lot of things that are set up, I guess, per se. But yeah, we could talk about whatever, and I don't really even know how Matt's show normally goes. I'm a guest on there. I know how that goes. He asked me a bunch of questions on things that he thinks that he's not funny about, and I answer them appropriately. Usually it's, yeah, you're not that funny, but I appreciate you being here, and that's cool. So yeah, a little about me. I was born and raised in Maryland, so I have a little bit like a hillbilly behind me, which is fine. Especially when I go back there. That's a joke. But I was a stand-up comedian. I ran a bunch of restaurants in Delaware and Maryland for a while, and then I moved to Colorado because my daughter wanted to do more hiking, and I didn't feel like work anymore. So I wrote a bunch of podcasts, and that's how I got Facebook famous. Recuperating at the lake till Sunday. Oh wait, here we go. If I was in an RV campground today, I'll be pantsless too. I think the campground is the best place to be pantsless because I'm not sure anyone's allowed to say anything to you at all if you're at a campground. I think at a campground, the rules are don't talk to anyone, period. Just let them do their thing. Unless they have something that you might want, then ask politely. So whatever Mind Dog's into, that's what I'm going to be into for a while. Some of the shows that you might have known me from. Also, I'm a nervous talker, just so people know. I can't stand silences, and usually when I'm around, people don't talk to me. So there's a lot of silence, so I keep on talking. But the shows that I currently have going on, we do PowerPoint Showdown, which is the improv based on a fake TED Talk. We do have a show called No Time to Binge, where I watch the very first episode of a series and the very last episode of a series, and then I just make up a bunch of stuff in the middle because I don't have time to binge watch that show. Let's see. Use my outdoor shower only all week. Give them a show, I guess. Oh, yeah. There's nothing I'd rather do than watch somebody in a camp shower. That seems nice, right? It's like just hosing off the flaps on the back of a truck. That's what a camp shower is. And yeah, so Dylan and I, we are some nobodies, and we've created shows like Silicon Angels, which is pretty much the IT phone calls of a sex robot shop. We also have a thing called Create Your Own Podventure, where it is a wait a minute. I had to work on that as instructor. I was nervous talker at first. Now I bathe in silence and enjoy putting people on the spot and letting them marinate in silence too. Yeah, normally that's fine if it's my show, but unfortunately this isn't really my show, so I can't just sit here in silence and make you guys deal with it. I could, except then I'll start looking at how filthy my room is behind me, and that's going to really set off my ADHD, and then no one's going to get anything done except I might vacuum the floor. So yeah, so I guess this dude's not showing up, and because of that, I guess we're going to get out of here. Wait a minute. I work at a dry cleaner, so I occasionally scan orders here. So if I start talking in numbers, cool. That sounds like a straight up robot thing to say. You sound like somebody that just would show up in my Facebook chat that I would waste all of their time with because they're like, "Hi, I'm sorry to accidentally friend request you. Where are you located?" Which is such a weird thing to start a conversation with. But yeah, so I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here whenever Matt Napo's here. And if you have any questions for me or anything that you would like me to do, or if you would like a specialized podcast just for you, I literally make 1,000. So just let me know and I'll do that for you. And I guess until next time, everyone, I'm Zach Wiseman. I'm some nobody. And if you try real hard, you can be some nobody too. Funky tune, everybody. I hope you guys can hear this. Not sure if my mic's supposed to be on or not. Starring FPV podcast. I'm gonna do some research on that. Have a good day, everybody. I appreciate you all. Look, William, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to be here by myself. Original Matt Napo? Yeah, we're going to get there. Yeah, I don't mind this song. This is a cool song. Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's not even halfway over yet. Oh, everybody, have a great day. I appreciate you all. Tomorrow I will prepare some content. I mean, it's somebody's music. It's probably Matt's music. Bye, Kelly. William says bye. I'm also saying goodbye. Yeah, I can see this getting in my head. I'm going to sing this all day long. Yeah, it's also cute how Matt's voice gets like a falsetto during this. And once again, it's not halfway over. Aw, Kelly and Will are best friends. And I love that. I love that about that. know which one his voice is. Is his voice all of them? Because he's like the T-Pain of this kind of music. Just cool. I will not tell him, but if he watches back, he'll know now. Hey, he's every single voice here? Whoa. He's like a Trent Reznor of this style of music. Just every single... Wait, is he all the instruments too? That's interesting. Nobody's played this, but I will. This does get in your head. Aww. Wait, who boys? Like Michael and William and Matt, or all the boys that are on this song? Aww. I love this for you guys. Love is going on here. Yeah. There is some real production. Matt looks different on stage, by the way. I saw him on stage. He doesn't wear a hat like that. I forgot about that rap breakdown. He's got coming soon. Kelly, you're probably one of my new best friends, just so you know. There he is. There's Matt.
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.
I can't wait for you to be on my show. I'm so excited.
You
just gotta pick a Monday, I guess.
Listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.
Yeah, so that was his ending song, which is impressive, really. Most of my ending songs are only like 40 seconds long, maybe. Let's see that Post Malone. Post Malone? Oh, he fell like Post Malone? Yeah, that's true. Will is awesome. That's true. Will Conway, you're awesome, and I am excited to hang out with you on my show. I sent you an email, so if you guys like that stuff, you'll see Will on my show earlier. And until next time, everybody, I'll see you later. Should I play that outro again? I'm not sure. I don't do this. I'm the talker. The person in the chair is my guy. You know, he does all the buttons for me. So I guess I'll make sure next time that I do all the stuff. Yeah, that is a long song. We probably shouldn't play that a second time. I don't really know what to do about that. So yeah, we're probably not going to play the song. We're just going to cut out right at 10 o'clock because I was going to wait to see if this guest shows up. But then I got curious about Matt's outro music. I was like, well, I keep seeing, honestly, there's a lot of buttons over there. He's like, just hit brand and hit this one button. I wish that you guys, only if I... All right, sure. So listen, of all the buttons, now once I hit this button, you get this catchy ass song going on here. Now I'm pretty sure that is Matt's. That's not Matt's hair. That's Matt right there. And he does rock a slapping bass line, which is good. That's his fingers. He is a nail biter. I hope you guys know that about him. I've seen him behind the screen, so. Now, ironically, I don't think this song is on the radio. So, for you to hear the song, to turn the radio on, I guess it's like, turn this song off, play the radio if you want. Like, if you hear this song, it's like, all right, enough of what I'm talking about, turn that radio back on, because I'm done. It's just so many old stereos. Who has a radio? Like, outside of a car. Who's just walking around with a radio? Like, who's doing the dialing here? It should be what? I agree. Whatever you're saying, Will, I agree. It definitely should be. That's a little Peter Frampton mouthpiece right there. I think that's Matt's only real voice. That's Matt. The light is the guest size or the radio? You listen to radio online? Oh yeah, I guess like online. But last time I talked about the radio, I don't know if I ever said like, hey, you should turn that radio on. They just do it because I'm talking. Is the community of us together? That's the light, right? That's the light of love. It's us being in here. You know what the light is? Kelly. That's the love. That's the light. Kelly is the light and the love. Yeah, it is a pretty solid move because, you know, it's like, you know, what was very popular about like the early 60s? Alvin and Chipmunks. Let's bring that back. What's happening, Kelly? I'll tell you, I didn't know what his outro song was, and I needed to hear it again because I was just... I'm probably here for it too. I didn't have any bits, so I guess playing all of his music and talking over it while you guys talk is cool. So, Kelly, I'm here for it. I'm here for you. I'm here for William. I'm here for Matt's songs. Just keep playing his outro music and just keep talking non-stop. Ray Stevens has a hit song called Turn on the Radio. Hell yeah. Also, Matt Nappo has a hit song called Ray Stevens. So it is a cyclical musical adventure here. What city is that? Oh, that's Vegas, right? I thought Mad Dog's oh, my dog's a New York guy. Oh, remember when Matt had that ponytail? That was cool. I mean, it's a bit now. I just added. I'll make a new podcast about this. Tell dog I didn't even get your shirt off. Oh, trust me, my shirt is off, Kelly. Once the song came on the second time, I'm like, there's no sense in clothes. I had to figure out what this light love is. And I tell you, shirtless, this song sounds better. He was so passionate, that show. Listen, guys, I appreciate all of you. I'll see you later. And sorry if I didn't have anything prepared, but I'll talk to you soon. I love you all.